CD Projekt Red has come to be known as the master world builders in the gaming industry. Since The Witcher 3 debuted in 2015, we've had plenty of games that have come close to emulating the organic worlds that CD Projekt Red has created. But from games like Horizon Zero Dawn and Assassin's Creed Odyssey to Rockstar's own epic Red Dead Redemption 2, none has come close to emulating the way CD Projekt Red's worlds seem to exist regardless of you, not just because of you. From this very first hands-on with Cyberpunk 2077, which saw me play through the opening 4 or so hours of the game, it's clear that CD Projekt Red isn't shying away from building a living world once again, but this time it's doing it on a bigger scale than ever before with Night City. This bustling metropolis oozing with neon and danger has its own rhythms and life outside of what you're doing as V. I spent a little too much time watching civilians meander down the streets with a refreshing array of realistic body types, I might add, and staring at strangers having conversations that I could interrupt if I so choose. Or just wandering around watching various side missions, bounties and other activities pop up like some kind of teenage acne breakout. But like any good open world game, there's a huge focus on player choice, and that starts right at the beginning. Before the game's even started, you're given the choice of one of 3 backstories: Nomad, Street Kid or Corpo. The opening mission that follows will be completely different depending on which of those you choose. This is the Nomad opening.
Electric coupling module.
You said it was nothing serious when I came in. You said you were sure.
Guess I was wrong. Can always look for another shop where they won't ask a lone nomad why he's hugging the border.
That's fine. Step aside.
What?
This is part of the Corpo one.
Don't come here often, do ya? It's good to see you, cabron. Now sit down and tell me what's got your shorts in a knot.
And this is a section of the Street Kid opening.
I'm taking the car.
What are you doing?
Chingados?
NCPD, drop your weapons!
You're under arrest.
Hands where I can see them. Nice and slow.
As you can see, which one you choose makes a marked difference to the opening of the game, and from then on, many of the game's stories and much of the dialogue can be influenced by your backstory too. The way you behave, talk to people, and eventually make decisions will no doubt be influenced by how you choose to roleplay V. For this playthrough though, I chose to follow the Corpo route, intrigued by the lore of the Arasaka body tricked out with top-of-the-line, military-grade cyberware. And it all feels great at first, but things quickly turn against me, eventually forcing me into a little apartment in the Hayward district working with Jackie. It's here that the 3 individual stories would join up, the Nomad having found its way from the Badlands into the city-state of Night City, and the Street Kid returning to their neon darkness birthplace after spending 2 years away somewhere else. But like CD Projekt's Witcher 3, the decision-making won't stop there, and everything you do becomes part of a huge web of decisions that may or may not have immediate or long-lasting effects on the characters you interact with. Even in the first 4 hours, you meet so many interesting characters that you're immediately wrapped up in Night City's world.
Say I wanted a drink named after me. What would I have to do?
Snuff it. Mind-blowingly spectacular fashion. Mid-up would be best.
The opening 4 hours are a colourful barrage of drama that includes a fall from grace, double crosses, sex, and a whole lot of violence. Cyberpunk 2077 isn't afraid to drop you right in the middle of things, but interestingly, each mission has so many layers that you'll seemingly be rewarded for leaving no stone unturned, or at least exploring more. An optional objective early on involving some Corpo shills opens up an entirely new dialogue path, and a story thread that would have ultimately been left dormant. The same goes for discovering clues. In the Batman Arkham-esque braindance sections, where you use a kind of futuristic VR device to relive recorded memories and moments, with the ability to rewind, fast forward, pause and probe the footage to find clues and information. Switching between visual, audio and heat signature layers makes for an interesting gameplay mechanic, which when combined with the options for incredibly satisfying gun and melee combat along with stealth and hacking, means there are plenty of avenues to explore in the way that you play. Of course, the idea for optional extras and missions was something explored in The Witcher 3 too, but Cyberpunk adds that additional layer from the backstory choice you make before you've even started crafting your V. Additional dialogue is unlocked depending on whether you've come from the streets or the corporate high-rises, gaining you new info and potential storylines that would otherwise be inaccessible. I'm already foreseeing a second, potentially third playthrough in my future to see just how different V's story could be, depending on their origin story. There are also plenty of dialogue options available depending on where you've spread your skill points, and thankfully that level of freedom and creativity is reflected in the character creation tools too. This might actually be the first time true human diversity is reflected in the options you're given for building your character. You're given a choice of body type rather than being male or female, and opt for a female or male voice regardless. I opted for a female body, and after working my way through hairstyles, piercings, eye types, cybernetics, and more, I was presented with several options for how my nipples should look, including the choice not to have any at all. But then, much to my surprise, the camera pans down and I'm presented with a fully naked V. Genitalia options are next on my list, including a jiggling range of penises, a vagina, or simply nothing at all. With 5 core attributes to bulk out: body, physical strength, reflex, speed, intelligence, smarts, technical, hacking, and cool, stealth and street smarts, and multiple perk trees within each one. The RPG leveling is seriously creative business and really lets you dial in on exactly what you want your V to be like, and it's clear that this is exactly what the game was built for. CD Projekt Red has merely given us the tools with Cyberpunk 2077 to create our own stories in amongst that of their own. I just can't wait to see what else Night City has to offer.
To Night City.
And the afterlife. Ha ha!